Welcome to
Oh,
another episode of the Nocturnal Movie Club from home.
literally.
Yeah, literally from home. This is not special effect. This is my
Well,
actual room.
I'm I'm in my friend's home, and I'm okay with that because it comes with the bean bag, which I'm fine with. So
This is my room, always has been, always will be.
I feel like you have
Uh,
a backdrop, and it's always the same, but it always is really good.
I call this emergency meeting because there's a Batman problem. I got a bone to pick with everyone at Warner Brothers because Batman is my favorite comic book character. I don't know about you guys, but Batman is my all-time fave. I think he's a lot of people's fave, but there is, and obviously, there is a Batman problem and we need to address it. There are too many Batmans. I'm getting confused. What are we thinking? Because I don't know if you guys heard, Michael Keaton is now in the mix. There's a chance that we're definitely getting Battinson. Now we have Batfleck back in play with Snyder Cut. There's also Jeffrey Dean Morgan still on the table. We're also getting the Batman and Batwoman. We're getting Batman this season. We also got Batman on Titans. So I'm getting a little worried with all these multiverse Batmans live action. It's getting a little crazy. It's like comic book crazy right now in live action.
I have a question though. Are we getting George Clooney back?
Yeah, like nipples and all. Are we gonna get the nipples too? The full
I only if we get Kilmer as well, then I'm totally down for the whole all the Batmans and Christian Bale. But no, like guys, seriously, I think 2021 we're getting like 6 different Batmans.
It's gonna be very confusing. It's gonna be. I'm already confused. I read articles because I was like, I'm not the biggest Batman fan. I'm gonna get shunned. Any fans that I would have gained from this are now gone. But like, I'm just very confused by having them all in one year, and I just kind of feel like the changes they're doing with the universes, they're playing the whole like Flashpoint card, which is great, but it's just gonna be so confusing and so like unnecessary. Like their idea of them building a universe is now falling apart.
Yeah, I guess that's what frustrates me the most because like I really want DC EU to be a thing and for it to come together, but it's hard when you like I get it, the hour versus one thing. And I guess they only really double up on Flash for the most part. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna get confusing. At least this is why Feige had to take over Marvel TV as well, just so like they don't have these problems with the movies and the film. And now I'm just like, wait, because you have the DC streaming service universe, and there's Arrowverse is getting their Batman via Batgirl, and then Titans show, and then I mean even Battinson and Batfleck. I'm like, what's happening here?
Yeah, see, like right now, I already forgot like exactly which Batman we're getting now. I know there's like Keaton you said was in the talks again, right?
Yeah, Keaton's in talks. It's like seriously on the table for him to be in Flashpoint as an old, but it's not. He's not even playing Thomas Wayne. He's playing an older Batman, like an older version of Bruce Wayne from the Burton verse. So I'm like, what?
Why?
Like what is happening?
I feel like it doesn't make sense for Flashpoint though.
It doesn't. I mean, clearly they're adapting. You know, big word, keyword there. But like what is happening here? Like, I mean, who knows? Maybe I'm complaining now. This rant is like I'm gonna be eating my words come uh 2022 whenever these films come back out 2021, and just like how we all ate our words with like Heath Ledger and um
And Hathaway,
Anne Hathaway, even hell, even Ben Affleck when he got cast, everyone was like,
Holly Berry,
well,
all the.
okay, don't go. Halle Berry. Let's not get carried away. Who knows? Maybe we're gonna be eating our words, but like right now, I'm hella confused about all these Batmans. Yeah, I just don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, when I heard that Keaton was back in the talks to play Batman again, for me, it frustrates me because it doesn't say like we're gonna try something really interesting in cinema that's never been done before. Like to me, this screams we're suffering and we need to milk people's nostalgia again. We need to bring Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Michael Keaton as Batman.
Right. And even with Keaton, I feel like he's so in play right now in Marvel right now. Even like they might be doing the Sinister Six. He's making a cameo in Morbius right now. Like I'm just like Keaton's he's so heavily in play with MCU. I'm just like you shouldn't really double dip. I know DC likes to double dip, especially on the director side, but like I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make any
Like,
sense.
I feel like what you just said, like they're playing off the nostalgia. Like they're trying to like reach in as far as they can because they know it's getting confusing. Even with the whole Batgirl thing, the fact that it's going to be a different Commissioner Gordon, like they know that they're pulling on strings right now and they're trying to get everyone's trust back. And even like I guess like what you would have had with 1984, if like hopefully it's amazing, which I hope it is. They probably thought that'd be a winning moment, and then the Snyder Cut's a winning moment. So like, okay, how can we continue this? Like, how can we continue this motivation? How can we continue to run with this? It's like, oh, we get it. Start playing off people's nostalgia. Everyone loves Tim Burton's like Batman. Just throw it in there and see what happens. But it just feels so randomly placed.
It's so randomly, especially when you already have like Pattinson and Batfleck in play. Like,
Yeah.
like I get this whole DC like Black Label brand where they're trying to do like these one-off stories, but when you're doing a shared universe, it just gets really confusing. Like now that we have two Jokers with Joaquin and both Jared Leto, and now we have two Batmans with Pattinson, and his Pattinson's not connected to the DCU, unless they reset this whole thing via, Flashpoint come the movie, and then all of a sudden Pattinson's the new DCU Batman. Who knows? But but to me, he doesn't fit in with that Justice League group they have already, like of Cavill and Momoa, and hell, even Zachary Levi. He doesn't fit in with that group to me. Like Robert Pattinson's Batman. So I don't know what they're planning, but it's a little confusing, and I don't see Robert Pattinson's Batman being like a war contender, just like Joker. Like I get it if you're going to do like a one-off Black Label and it's going to be like an awards, movie, award season movie,
Right.
go that route. But I don't get that. I don't get the impression they're even trying to do that with his Batman movie.
I don't even know like what they're trying to do with that Batman anymore. Like what their approach is.
Yeah, from what I read, it's like a detective story. It's based off the Long Halloween Night comic books, I believe. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong. But I mean, yeah, it would sound cool if it was like a contained thing, but it's not when you have all these other Batmans hovering around. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
See, I like the idea of Patterson as Batman. The more images came out, also like I followed his career and I'm like, all right, his indie movies are pretty good. He's kind of established himself as a good actor. I feel like Kristen Stewart have kind of like branched off that whole like Twilight goofy. I don't want to call it a movie sitcom that they had. And like they
Team
had
soap.
for a while, and yeah, well, that one, and they've proved themselves as pretty good actors. So I'm excited for it. Also, like the Zoe Kravitz casting got me excited. I like Colin Farrell as the Penguin. Like I think it's gonna be a fun, enjoyable movie, and I think if it's done right, it'll be great. But I feel like having it come out in the same year as all those other Batmans is just gonna be so confusing for an audience, and they're gonna lose the same thing that they lost with Batman for Superman. It's like now we have I think what Marvel did that's smart is like we care about these characters, and I feel like since we're not growing with these characters, we're just getting a new one in every other movie. I no longer care.
Yeah, that's my hope and fear. Like, people are I guess Warner Brothers is throwing a bunch of things to the wall and just kind of
Yeah.
seeing what stick is what it feels like. Um, Obviously, I think the fans benefit most when it's a shared universe. I think when you have these kind of properties, I think it's a mistake to not capitalize on doing this shared movie universe. Um, yeah, I don't know because I guess we'll see. We're getting Snyder Cut, and I guess Warner Brothers is going to see how that, what kind of reception that gets. But I'm definitely like, what is I like? Well, hopefully we get some answers with DC fandom, their own Comic Con event that they're doing. We're not gonna get a lot of answers, but maybe we'll get some kind of plan.
Yeah.
But the problem though for me is that it seemed like they didn't have a plan in the first place. Like we don't even know how Robert Pattinson's Batman did, like critically and business wise.
Or will do when it comes out. Yeah.
So it's almost like a game of cards, and they're just putting all their money in, like without even considering what the other people have in their card hands.
Yeah, it's confusing as hell. Like I don't know. We'll see like who, I I want to see Robert Pattinson's Batman. I think he's a great cast. I just don't think he fits in with the shared universe. Like I want to, I want to see all these Batmans actually. I want to see what Batwoman does with their Batman. I want to see where Titans go with their Batman. I forget the guy from Game of Thrones who plays him. Um,
British Batman.
yeah, British Batman. I want to see. Like you said before, we all love Keaton. I would love to see Keaton back. So I want to see all these guys, but like I'm getting worried for the DC brand as we go along with these 6 live action Batmans.
Right.
Just when they thought they were pulling themselves out of the water, all of a sudden they make another crazy promise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right back in for more.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Is Jeffrey Dean Morgan still around? He's playing Thomas Wayne. That's another
God,
Batman.
I hope so.
That's who we all wanted to see in Flashpoint. But
In the opening to Batman vs Superman, when you saw him and Maggie from Walking Dead, you're like, oh my God, Flashpoint, that's perfect.
yeah,
Like in every part, like he'd be such a good Flashpoint Batman.
no, he'd be perfect. Like, I mean, yeah, I don't get it. I don't get what the plan is here. Hopefully, we get answers at DC fandom. Let us. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe they use the quarantine period to really get their shit together. Maybe we're just not seeing it.
We'll see. Hopefully, we have answers.
Hope so.
Which Batman you guys are looking forward most to seeing again or for the first time?
I mean, I want to say that I'm excited to see Ben Affleck's Batman back, but at the same time, I feel like it's still too soon, like for it to be a comeback. Almost, it almost feels like it's not gonna. It feels like not enough time has passed in between. But I'm definitely excited to see how Michael Keaton approaches Batman again.
Yeah,
I'm kind
30
of
years later.
Patterson's Batman. Like he's gonna be a thing, honestly. If they do it correctly and they do it from a level where like he's playing a detective, I feel like Batman's never been a detective in the movies. Like we never got that side of him ever. Like we saw it in animation, we obviously seen it in comics, but we've never seen Batman in a film. They always make him like the brute and sort of a dark, like very aggressive Batman. I mean, Ben Affleck's Batman literally beats up an entire warehouse and uses guns at one point. And then even the animated series, you see Batman like just pounding down criminals. Even in the one that like aired on Cartoon Network, it's like you see him just like putting in fear into people, but you never see him use the detective card. You don't see that aspect ever. So I feel like if they can somehow create that and make it interesting, I'd be down for that.
And well, when Knives Out came out last year, everybody went crazy over it, and people love detective stories.
Yeah, they went so crazy on Disney. I mean, not Disney, but like Fox is going to make Disney Fox. They're making it a franchise now, Knives Out. So people do love that detective.
Usually, I scoff at the idea of it being a franchise, but for something like Knives Out, like I can see it happening. It's pretty much like the new Agatha Christie.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know. I'm most excited for Batfleck. I think he was the best live action Batman that we've ever gotten, personally, surprisingly. And we never got to see him fully realized still. Like, we only got glimpses of like brilliance, I think, with the character with him. So I would love to see him get a proper story arc with great material and something, that I know he can like kill it. But we'll see. This is the Batman problem. I'm nervous. I don't know, guys. I'm nervous for my character.
It's the Bademic.
It's a Batdemic. It's a Batdemic. I don't know.
It's a great hashtag. Jake, when you edit this, just put that in there.
Yeah, please include Batdemic.
Bademic.
Hashtag Batdemic. We coined that. Well, thanks for letting me vent, guys. Well, we have to about Batman.
It's like welcome to your TED Talk.
Yeah, welcome to my TED. Oh yeah, my soliloquy about Batman. Next episode.
Well, how do you feel about the idea of do you feel that the placement of the Batman character in so many mediums is sort of a selling point? Because like if you look at Warner Brothers' placement of Batman in the past, even like the Suicide movie, Batman's in there, live action and animated. Justice League Dark, Batman's in there. He's so front and center for a lot of pieces because he is the most marketable character.
Well, yeah, for sure. He's
Do you feel like
oversaturated.
this is that way of doing that?
Oh yeah, they're trying to like Batman's a selling point, like of course. So like unfortunately, um when he's a selling point, you put him in everything. He's in all the Scooby Doo movies when DC crossover. Because he's the detective and like the Scooby Doo. He's on the serial. He's in the cartoons. He's in the Batman Lego shit. I forget about. We got a Batman Lego movie for Christ's sakes. I forgot to talk about, which I think is getting a sequel as well. I mean, he is a selling point for. Batman is a billion-dollar business.
Yeah.
No pun intended with his his real the Batman persona, but
It's
like. Yeah, but Batman, I get it. Batman sells, but like when you're building this shared universe, you just kind of like got to take that hit real quick and kind of to build up the other people so they're also $1 billion. So, let's get Shazam up to where he's a $1 billion character.
Yeah. I actually just recently watched that movie. It was really good. I thought I was gonna hate it, and I was like, this was actually entertaining.
No, Shazam's awesome. I can't wait for sequel, and everything they're doing and talking about with Black Adam is exciting as well. I think the Black, Justice League, Justice Society of America, and the JLA. Sorry, I think the Black Adam stuff, with Shazam stuff. I think it's gonna be really cool. I think the DCU can become a real thing that competes with the MCU if once they get that singular producer. But go watch the first episode of Knockturnal Club, and you can catch us rant all about that one.
We're up to episode 3, everyone.
Yes, episode 3, guys. But yeah, we're trying to make these shorter, guys, so so more people can watch them. But that's the Batman problem, and we'll chat later.
See you guys.
Tune in next time. Same nocturnal time, same nocturnal channel.
Oh yeah, we're workshopping the catchphrase.
I already called it Bademic. I can't do it.
Yeah, Bademic's still a good one.